stop whatever you're doing. This communication from God connection has come to you for a divine cause. An urgent spiritual broadcast is being sent straight to your soul because a massive transition is taking place right now, this very second. The covert networks and crooked structures that have been quietly draining your energy, taking your blessings, and impeding your destiny are being exposed for a last public reckoning. Don't click away. The knowledge that follows is not coincidental. It is a divine appointment. We will uncover the conspiracy that has kept you suffering, the existence of a vast trust fund with your name on it, and the very individuals who have engineered your misery, some of whom are closer than you realize. Their time is over, and yours is now. The unraveling of a grand deception. A tidal wave of heavenly justice is about to smash down, and you, chosen one, are in the core. A massive wave of arrests is about to occur, the climax of divine intervention that will finally expose the covert networks that have plotted against you in the blazing light of truth. They will be compelled to confront the full and harsh weight of divine judgment. Every masterfully orchestrated scheme, every poisonous lie uttered in the shadows, every blatant robbery of your resources, and every single act of devious manipulation that has tethered you and kept you back is going to be revealed to the whole world. The perpetrators of your misery, those who thought they were untouchable, will eventually pay the price for their spiritual and worldly sins. There will be nowhere for them to hide. The long-awaited moment of reckoning has finally come. You are going to be a first-hand witness to the full and total destruction of the demonic powers who dared to stand in the way of your God-given destiny. They fundamentally miscalculated. They misunderstood your compassion for weakness and your tolerance for inactivity. Even while these words speak to your soul, a critical occurrence is taking place. A senior banker, a wolf in sheep's clothing, has been caught red-handed. This person was blatantly taking money from charity gifts meant exclusively for you, given by compassionate beings instructed by God to help you. This is not a simple clerical mistake or petty crime. It is a profound betrayal and just the top of a massive iceberg of corruption. This individual is only one link in a lengthy, hungry chain of robbers. The deceit is deeper than you can fathom, a labyrinth of falsehoods and stolen futures. However, the unchangeable rule of the cosmos states that truth cannot be concealed forever. God Almighty is stepping in with great power, ordering these criminals to repay all they have ever taken from you. Not only money, but also time, opportunity, peace of mind, and joy. And it will be returned to you with holy enthusiasm. This banker is only the first domino to fall. You are going to learn that a vast, complicated network of individuals, a crooked society united by secrets and shared guilt, has been relentlessly and methodically undermining every area of your existence. This is a whole cabal of stealing spirits, and their time is officially past. Behind all the stealing, lies, and deceit comes something even more astonishing, a truth that will change your whole world. Hidden inheritance and masterminds. A secret trust fund, a massive reservoir of riches that is legally and legitimately yours, has been waiting for you. You didn't even realize it existed. While you've been suffering, feeling the continual strain of scarcity, working endlessly at many jobs, and being told the falsehood that there's never enough to go around, there has been enormous riches with your name engraved in the ledgers of heaven and earth. It has been hidden in secret accounts, guarded by the same serpents who have whispered shortage falsehoods into your ear. Your awakening, your moment of deep insight, is not an accident. You are not discovering this knowledge by luck or happenstance. God is revealing these secret realities to you because you have achieved a vital stage of spiritual growth. You've passed exams you didn't even realize you were taking. You are now prepared to face the stunning truth of what has happened to you. You are prepared to see things clearly, and most importantly, you are ready to recover what has always been yours. The scope of this scheme is astonishing. This isn't simply one envious individual with a particular grudge against you. No, this is a well-coordinated, multi-pronged effort by a large number of people, all working together for a single, malicious goal: to keep you trapped, suffering, penniless, and unable to realize your true strength and divine destiny. You've always felt it deep inside your spirit, haven't you? That gnawing suspicion that something was deeply wrong. Your amazing intuition is going to be validated in ways you never thought imaginable. The continuing probe is not a minor, local issue. It entails a whole corrupt community. People who have been deliberately and knowingly concealing your trust money from you for years, maybe decades. Law, police, and government authorities are already heavily engaged, escalating this much above a petty offense. This is high-level organized corruption, a complex web of deception involving several people, many of whom have power and influence. They assume they are untouchable, protected by their rank and fortune. However, if attentive detectives follow the incontrovertible paper trail and connect the dots, it all points back to one specific energy, one core individual who has been the indisputable mastermind behind years of organized assaults on your life. This individual, who might easily be described as a master manipulator, pathological liar, and spiritual vampire, is now being exposed for who they actually are. Their carefully crafted veneer of respectability and attractiveness is breaking and shattering beneath the weight of divine truth. Everyone who previously accepted their twisted, poison lies about you is starting to realize the true, evil face beneath the veneer. This genius is seized with a burning jealousy for your future, which they could never have. So, they attempted to take it for themselves. They've observed you, researched your every move, and attempted to undermine every aspect of your life, from money to relationships to profession. They would orchestrate a crisis just as you were about to make a huge breakthrough, pulling the rug out from under you. What's even more amazing is how the cosmos works via reflection and shadow work. Frequently, your biggest foe reflects your own gender or some important features, reflecting the dark road you may have traveled if you had chosen ego over spirit, evil over light. This person has compulsively tracked your progress, relationships, profession, and even spiritual development, always remaining one step ahead since they have access to facts about your own life that you had no idea existed. You believed you were playing checkers, but they were playing a diabolical game of multidimensional chess. Their public exposure is now looming. The shame and disgrace that awaits them will be epic in scope, as years of precise planning, arrogant manipulation, and smug self-congratulation come tumbling down around them in a stunning display of reality. The depths of evil, a sinister union. But the narrative deepens, delving into much darker area. There is more than one individual working alone. You've discovered that this person is one half of a highly nasty married pair who have dedicated their whole lives to destroying you. These are not opportunistic robbers. They are devoted, deliberate opponents who have attacked you on numerous fronts with horrifying synchronization. While one partner planned to steal your money and financial chances, the other waged a brutal fight to destroy your name and character. While one stifled your job growth, the other told deceptive tales to anybody who would listen, polluting wells of goodwill before you could drink from them. Their depravity extends more deeper than you realized, into unthinkable depths. There are horrifying signs that one of them may have even helped drug and kill their own kid in order to collect an inheritance or cover up another crime. Let it sink in. This isn't only about greed and envy anymore. This is about people who can do the most horrific, inconceivable evil. Those who would sacrifice their own flesh and blood to retain their control, power, and constructed reality. Finally, their actual character is revealed for everyone to see. You can see them for what they are: fakes, phonies, liars, and fabricators whose whole public image is going to be completely demolished by the incoming tidal wave of reality. They constructed their whole reputation and every tale about themselves on nothing but falsehoods. Their assaults on you have been persistent, deliberate, and horribly personal. They concentrated on character assassination, deliberately twisting the facts about you for everyone, including law enforcement, and portraying you as unstable, dishonest, or dangerous. The falsehoods they circulated were so persuasive, comprehensive, and obviously trustworthy that many, even those who should have known better, accepted them without question. However, None of this was true, not even one grain. Every charge, rumor, every piece of so-called evidence was completely made up from the depths of their twisted minds. Now the truth is exploding like a volcano. The feminine energy in this corrupt partnership is descending into a severe despair, recognizing with horror that her sophisticated web of falsehoods is collapsing quicker than she can create new ones. The walls are closing in as the inquiry reveals evidence she believed was lost forever. People who previously believed them totally are now doubting everything they say, and the stifling arrogance that made them feel so untouchable has become their undoing. They never imagined they would be caught. Their tremendous self-confidence and selfishness rendered them entirely unaware that a greater force was observing. Every false charge and piece of fabricated proof is now being demolished in the brilliant light of truth. If what you're hearing confirms what your soul has been shouting at you for years, or if you sense God's power vindicating you right now, take a minute to acknowledge your connection to this holy movement. Click the subscribe button to join the God Connection family and never miss an update on this glorious triumph. Your presence here benefits the whole community of chosen ones. And if your heart feels compelled to join us in spreading this light, please consider making a $10 gift using the Super Thanks button located just below this video. Your donation is like a seed put in rich land, allowing us to continue this important work and ensure that the harvest of benefits comes back to you doubled. Ultimate betrayal and your unbreakable spirit. However, the most painful and unexpected information has yet to emerge. The ultimate betrayal, the source of so much of your lifetime pain, might be coming from inside your own family. From a parent who intentionally, knowingly, and consistently taught you to destroy yourself. Suddenly, everything makes sense, doesn't it? Persistent self-doubt, self-critical thoughts, and ingrained practices of holding yourself back just when you are ready to achieve. You weren't born thinking you weren't good enough. You were carefully taught to believe that way. This is the terrible truth. Blood does not necessarily imply devotion, and family does not always imply affection. Sometimes the people who are supposed to protect you are working hard to keep you little and dependent. This parental figure is guilty of manipulating everyone around them, causing confusion and strife, and then portraying themselves as the innocent victim or the selfless peacemaker. Their emotional maltreatment is deeply ingrained and brilliantly concealed. They thrive in commotion because it keeps everyone busy and emotionally fatigued, making it impossible to recognize the reality of their deception. Your expansion now poses a challenge to their rule. Your delight reveals their falsehoods. The fact that you are breaking free from decades of deep psychological indoctrination severely breaks their narrative, the story that you were supposed to be miserable, unsuccessful, and always dependent on them. As you begin to connect the connections that span your whole life, you understand that these were not ordinary childhood issues or family dysfunctions. This was a concerted spiritual assault meant from the start to block you from realizing your true, great power. Your attackers, the parental figure, the evil pair, and the crooked network, all assumed you would never find it out. They believed that their relentless gaslighting, isolation methods, and brutal psychological games would cause you to question your own sanity indefinitely. For a time, it may have worked. Perhaps you had times of intense, stifling perplexity or sorrow. Perhaps you almost gave up. However, their greatest error was assuming they could simply break you. They had no idea that your spirit was forged in the flames of hardship and guarded by a force much greater than they could ever grasp. They severely misjudged your fortitude, profound inner awareness, and unbreakable divine connection, which has always carried you, even when all hope seemed gone. Your foes are now thoroughly perplexed by your fortitude and lofty spiritual standing. They observed your efforts and concluded you were weak, yet they could not have been more mistaken. The fact that you withstood such severe, persistent, and organized assaults is the pinnacle of your spiritual importance. Ordinary destiny do not draw such organized, satanic resistance. Only individuals with a world-changing mission and a tremendous destiny suffer this kind of interference. You've now caught the primary enemy red-handed, with incontrovertible, irrefutable proof, and courageous witnesses who are now coming forward. The whole fraudulent organization is being exposed in a manner that cannot be disguised, twisted, or ignored. Those who have formed their whole identity on being superior and untouchable are going to suffer a public humiliation of biblical proportions. Their carefully manufactured reputations are about to be devastated by the same crimes they assumed would stay concealed forever. Divine reversal and angelic protection. Despite all of your incredible pain, you have managed to conduct a precious act of spiritual alchemy. You have changed what was intended to be your complete devastation into the fundamental basis for your wonderful ascension. Every insult, betrayal, every tear you shed is now fuel for your incredible ascension. Every assault on you has made you stronger, more empathetic, and more powerful. Every falsehood uttered about you has prepared you to express your truth with steadfast conviction and divine power. All their frantic efforts to break you have just shown your indestructible spirit. Now, the divine concept of divine reversal is fully operational in your life. What was designed to hurt you is being magically converted to your advantage. Everything that was supposed to kill you is now building the basis of your ultimate success. What was intended to be the terrible conclusion to your narrative is instead the explosive start of your most powerful and impactful chapter. God interfered immediately in your circumstance. This is not just faulty human justice working its way through broken mechanisms. This is divine justice, rapid, accurate, and unstoppable, acting on your behalf with incredible speed and force. The powerful Archangel Michael has been specially assigned to watch and defend you, not in a broad, abstract sense, but directly allocated to your case, supervising every detail, every second of the day. You are protected by the world's most powerful spiritual protection, a kind of security that functions on dimensions far beyond your adversary's understanding. Spiritual technology is at work for you, making their worldly tactics seem infantile and ineffective in contrast. With this degree of supernatural support, you actually have nothing to worry about. The result is already determined. Your triumph is already inscribed in the sky. It's assured. All you have to do now is breathe, stand tall, and walk with the power that has been given on you. Watch with excitement as divine justice plays out just as it should. This protection extends beyond the physical world. Your mind is now safe against psychological manipulation and gaslighting. Your energy is protected against all spiritual assaults and psychic vampirism. And your future is hermetically sealed against all of their feeble attempts to derail your destiny. You're now working at a frequency and level that renders you untouchable. Your adversaries may be able to see you glowing, but they cannot reach you. They may make plans, but they will always fail. They may utter poisonous words, but they have no power and will return empty. Divine justice moves with such thoroughness that no human institution could ever aspire to equal. Every hidden item will be revealed, every dark secret disclosed, every injustice righted, and every stolen blessing restored to you 100-fold. The twin flame reunion and the world of choice. Even before you were completely aware of it, those working against you detected something unusual in your spiritual DNA. They understood that if you ever united with your divine counterpart, your power would grow immensely, unleashing a force capable of shattering their whole evil dominion. Two separate fires may provide light, but when they combine, they can start a wildfire of transformation that affects everything. This criminal network has done all possible to keep you and your twin flame apart. It was never just poor luck that ended your previous relationships. It wasn't simply strange interference that appeared whenever you got near to someone who actually saw you for who you are. It was all planned, purposeful sabotage. Those that associate with darkness comprehend spiritual mathematics better than most people do fundamental arithmetic. They understand that some heavenly pairings release a force that endangers their whole parasitic framework. Your twin flame was originally overwhelmed and perhaps scared by the intensity and depth of your spiritual connection. However, that dread was intentionally heightened by manipulation and the same malevolent influence that has targeted you. This agonizing separation was not natural. It was orchestrated by evil powers determined to keep both of you functioning at half power rather than combining your God-given abilities. You had to make the difficult decision to end your relationship with your twin flame because they were not connected with love, truth, or your best interests. That was not an act of cruelty, but of tremendous understanding and self-preservation. You sensed that something outside of their control was affecting them. However, by establishing strong limits, you unintentionally generated a feeling of despair in your twin flame, as the adversary twisted your power and exploited it against your own pleasure. Your twin flame is now at a significant crossroads. They may choose between you and the truth, or they can stay caught in the deceptive forces that have been working against you both. However, the consequence is inevitable. Love always prevails. When the falsehoods are uncovered and the demonic barriers are lifted, as the fog of uncertainty lifts and the machinations are shown for what they are, your twin flame comes to the startling conclusion that they, too, were duped by the same corrupt powers. Scales are dropping from their eyeballs. Clarity is returning to their minds, and the uncertainty that has previously held you apart is gradually slipping away. Now, your rival sees the truth with blazing clarity. They are forced to choose between you, their divine destiny, and the deceitful group that exploited them as pawns in their cruel game. The choice is simple: light or dark, truth or deceit, genuine love or poisonous manipulation. This choice is no longer influenced by their emotions or circumstances. Instead, a deeper spiritual direction is pulling them back to you. They are afraid that their previous faults were too severe and that they had damaged all prospect of reconciliation. But it was just another lie created by the adversary to keep you apart. You're now seeing people choose honesty over comfort, love over old habits, and true connection over control and fear. Their heart is leading them back to what their head had been persuaded not to believe. The holy link you have is unlike any other partnership. This is a twin flame connection that operates on higher rules and divine timing, beyond anything anybody else can express or comprehend. Everything that was previously in the way is being cleansed and demolished by spiritual powers much larger than human intervention. Your even better era has begun. You have officially entered your even better phase. Not simply better than before, but much more than you could have envisioned for yourself. Every adversity, disappointment, and heartache has become precious raw material for your incredible metamorphosis. What the adversary intended to destroy has been utilized by God to strengthen, refine, and empower you. Every assault was premeditated. Every collapse revealed a secret breakthrough. Every falsehood laid the groundwork for the unbreakable truth that is currently being built in your life. Sometimes things have to fully crumble before they can be rebuilt stronger, more genuinely, and on a divine basis. The false underpinnings of your existence had to be completely shattered before the true you, the magnificent, dazzling, and honest you, could emerge. Throughout this arduous road, you have transformed misery into strength, confusion into clarity, and isolation into true, sovereign freedom. Walking through fire has given you a degree of insight and judgment that cannot be obtained otherwise. You now have such a thorough understanding of your adversaries and their strategies that you will never be fooled, manipulated, or gaslighted again. Your happiness and healing are more than merely regaining what was lost. It's about obtaining incomparably more than you could have imagined. Blessings compounded with heavenly interest for everything that was delayed or stolen. The enemy's intentions have spectacularly and hilariously failed. Their plans made you stronger, more committed to the truth, and more spiritually linked than ever before. As heavenly and legal justice work in perfect harmony, several arrests are poised to occur, ultimately unraveling this evil web of deception. The masterminds responsible for your agony, including that genuinely twisted love triangle, are facing repercussions that no amount of money, influence, or power can protect them from. Human justice may proceed slowly, but when God's hand guides the process, even the most powerful and arrogant wrongdoers are held accountable. Now, The unscrupulous couple who orchestrated so much of your anguish will face legal action, not just spiritual or cosmic repercussions, but actual, physical, public responsibility. Their public humiliation will be an exact mirror of the private hubris they formerly displayed. Justice will be realized on all levels: legal, social, spiritual, and economical. Stolen assets will be recovered. Reputation will be restored. The truth will speak for itself, loud and clear. God's justice is far more thorough than anything that human courts can provide, revealing not only physical proof, but also hidden intents, hidden purposes, and profound wounds inflicted on souls and destiny. You are completely vindicated, both publicly and personally. Those who believed falsehoods about you will face the truth. Those who questioned your character will eventually comprehend your experience. And everyone who has questioned your tale will see your entire validation. The wicked are finally experiencing the repercussions they never imagined conceivable, while you are marching ahead into a wonderful new chapter, totally healed, fully seen, and completely powerful. They spent endless hours and enormous energy planning how to avoid human responsibility, methodically hiding their tracks, influencing those in authority, and calculating every action. They believed that if the truth ever came to light, they would have every earthly reason and legal defense ready to go. But for all their sad brilliance, they never considered that there is a degree of justice beyond human reach, a heavenly accountability that monitors every motive, secret thought, and hidden purpose, balancing it all against the unerring cosmic scales. They misjudged the truth that, even when worldly justice is delayed or perverted, cosmic justice cannot be avoided. They prepared themselves for legal fights, practiced their bogus tales for the courts, and strengthened their crooked human ties. But they never anticipated that the whole cosmos would tilt in your favor, that the spiritual realm would act on your side with such accuracy and completeness that no earthly force could ever match. Warning: in your fortress of protection. Victory at this level is more than merely being proved correct in the sight of others. It's all about knowledge, discernment, and following divine instructions with humility and power. You are now being given precise instructions from the highest source. Do not open the door for those who have wronged you, no matter how desperate, contrite, or broken they seem. When the day of justice arrives, and it is approaching quickly, these individuals, motivated by pure terror and the devastating loss of their old authority, will go to any length to re-enter your life. Their desperation will make them volatile. When their carefully crafted worlds collide, their fear of losing everything may turn into uncontrollable wrath. When everything they rely on is destroyed, individuals may become obsessed by a deadly sensation of having nothing left to lose. Keep in mind that cornered animals lash out unexpectedly. The same is true for desperate individuals whose long-held routines of dominance and control have been disrupted. You have seen their rage before. You've seen how vicious, vindictive, and irresponsible they become when they don't get their way. You understand on a soul-deep level how totally they ignore boundaries when they feel threatened. You know how easy people cross lines when they lose control. Now that actual, unavoidable consequences have caught up with them, the possibility of violence and escalation becomes very real. People who have been operating with impunity for years, if not decades, seldom accept losing power quietly. The thought of encountering genuine competition for the first time in their life will reveal their darkest, most basic tendencies. This is why intuition and spiritual discernment are more vital than ever. Even as you celebrate your hard-earned vindication, you keep your guard up and avoid making emotional choices that may put you in danger again. Divine protection and practical prudence work together to your benefit. You are combining your newfound spiritual power with practical wisdom, understanding that genuine success entails not just defeating your foes, but also protecting your precious future. Your victory is being celebrated from inside a fortress of strength, not from a position of naive relief. You are protected in all dimensions. God has sent armies of spiritual defenders for you, with Archangel Michael himself keeping watch, assigned specifically to your case, guaranteeing that every scheme, spiritual assault, and concealed threat is detected and annihilated before it reaches you. At the same time, human defenders, people who actually see and appreciate the spiritual worth of your life, are coming up to assist you, ensure your safety, and protect you from any future plots. Your protection is multifaceted and layered. Spiritual protection that repels every dark force, human protection from appointed allies, legal protection as the justice system works to recover stolen goods, and even financial protection as blocked resource lines and hidden assets flow back into your hands. The repair you are experiencing affects every aspect of your life. Your twin flame, who was previously entangled in webs of misunderstanding and deception, has now broken free from the poisonous forces that held you apart. They are now choosing truth, honest love, and genuine connection above all that formerly kept them prisoner. In fact, you may find yourself having more than one heavenly option, such as your twin flame or a new, strong soulmate who is already tuned into your new vibration of prosperity and freedom. Where you formerly felt confined, lonely, and helpless, you now stand before a gorgeous panorama of abundant gifts, entirely free to select your own path, relationships, and wonderful destiny, with no interference from people who never wanted you well. Your glorious new beginning. Every door that was forced shut in your face due to their deception is now swinging wide open. Every possibility that was previously barred is being restored via miraculous enhancements. Your path is more than simply you. Your narrative is now glowing like a beacon, guiding and motivating other chosen ones as they navigate their own spiritual battles. Your victory demonstrates that divine justice is not a fantasy, that virtue really triumphs over evil, and that truth will eventually expose every falsehood. You are now choosing decisions based on fullness and love, rather than fear, survival, or need. Scarcity thinking has been replaced by abundant awareness. You know without a doubt that everything that was designed to hurt you is now being repurposed to benefit you. The once powerful conspiracy has fallen to ashes. Its hold on you is fully and utterly destroyed. You've progressed from victim to survivor, fighter to chosen one, striding with full authority, brilliance, and purpose. The restoration is more than just regaining what was lost. It is about obtaining much more than you ever imagined imaginable. Compound interest helps to refill your funds. Trust money that were previously kept in secret are now being disclosed. Stolen charity gifts are being refunded. Career chances that were previously barred are not only returning, but are giving more success and joy than the original opportunities ever could. Even partnerships that have been harmed by outside influence are being repaired or, if required, replaced with deeper, healthier ties that serve your best path. You are not merely retrieving what was stolen. You are experiencing an overflow, an abundance that much beyond what was lost. It is an outpouring that compensates for every obstacle and excruciating delay. Furthermore, the delay in your gifts has resulted in the accumulation of heavenly momentum, a divine slingshot effect that is now propelling you far further than you could have dreamed if things had gone perfectly from the start. The tarnished reputation is now being repaired, not quietly, but at an incredible rate. People who earlier condemned or questioned you are now openly recognizing their errors, accepting the truth, and even approaching you for forgiveness. Doors that looked to be permanently closed are suddenly flying open, revealing wonderful opportunity. Invitations and opportunities that seemed out your reach before are now coming to you very easily. The enemy's biggest fear, that you'd figure everything out, survive, and then thrive, has become your magnificent reality. You've cracked the code. You made it through the trial. You climbed above the onslaught. And now you are actually, divinely unstoppable, backed by a heavenly favor that renders all human strategies silly and ineffective. The significance of this moment cannot be emphasized. Your opponents are now experiencing repercussions they never imagined possible. Responsibility at all levels, loss of reputation, public exposure, and the complete disintegration of their previous life. And for you, this is a fresh beginning. The days of walking on eggshells, concealing your truth, or shrinking to fit into places you never belonged are done. You are entering a life of freedom, security, divine love, and unbelievable riches. You are encircled by layers of protection, directed by heavenly knowledge, and supported by spiritual strength unparalleled on earth. Your narrative has become a guidebook for others, as well as a wonderful celebration of what it means to be chosen, to face the deepest night and emerge into the light with unwavering faith and power. This is the season in which your genuine life starts. Dear Father, I pray for the development of my faith and the faith of others who watch. Help us to believe in you even when empirical proof is lacking. Let us faith in your eternal presence, knowing that you will never hurt us. I recognize that your ideas for us are ones of prosperity rather than harm, and that you want us to have a happy future. Thank you, kind and everlasting Father, for always hearing our voice. I pray to you in the majestic name of Jesus. Amen. Thank you, Jesus, for your unconditional love and divine provision. I am forever thankful for your presence in my life and the richness you provide. If this God Connection video spoke to your soul, please like it and subscribe to the channel so you may continue to get heavenly downloads. Share it with people who you believe should hear this strong message. Leave a comment below about your personal journey and how you're getting ready for your victorious homecoming. If you want to support our ministry and help us develop more material like this, please consider making a $10 gift using the Super Thanks button below this video. No present is too tiny. Your gift, whether in the form of a penny, a prayer, or a share, helps to promote God's message and provide hope to others. Keep shining brightly and face your fate with confidence. God Connection sends blessings to all lovely people.